back to the Mental Manny podcast. My name is Rossi, and I just want to keep these videos consistent and make sure my presence is known and consistent. This video isn't going to be like life tips or this, that and the other. It's going to be a bit more introspective on what's going on with me. I wanted to talk about relationships with my disorders and how that kind of can affect the disorder itself. That sometimes you can build quite an unhealthy relationship with the disorders you have. In my own case, my relationship with depression and borderline, also a relationship with anxiety. My relationship with depression, I kind of believe that it puts me on a more level playing field and that it gives me some sort of insight. I kind of believe this to be the case with a lot of my mental health, that it gives me some more introspective insight into varying things. It can be a lot of things, but mainly to do with like where I'm going in life and my kind of general progress and how I see things. Very black and white picture. It's either like a yes or a no, and I believe within myself sometimes that I hold the answers. I just need to kind of organize them, because everything that goes around my head is just 1,000 miles a minute, 1,000 words a minute, and it's kind of so many, like the way I describe it is so many little bullet points, but all the bullet points mean nothing without the organization or the conclusion. I have all this information, I could describe it all, but it doesn't mean anything without context or some sort of conclusion to the point. So I kind of have this relationship with it where I believe it kind of helps me in ways, and it's kind of, I feel like it can be quite bad because it's difficult sometimes to kind of see that disorder's controlling a certain aspect of something, or that you are under effect of the certain disorder, because I'm sure if you deal with anything, you know that sometimes you think, oh, it's actually benefiting me in a way because I wouldn't have this insight into it otherwise, and that I'd struggle a lot more, but because you've dealt with it before or for so long that you kind of get used to it. And that's where I'm kind of at with depression. I feel like if I'm on that level playing field, I know I'm alright, but if I start feeling happy, I feel like I'm on this precipice, this little edge. I'm always on edge. If I'm happy, like everything's going to come crashing back down, even though I know that life is up, down. It doesn't change the fact of that I think because I'm up here that it's all going to come crashing down. I constantly think about it. It unnerves me, it unsettles me, and it's not like a good behaviour, because it stops you from trying to be happy in a way. It stops you from putting yourself in a better position. So that's one relationship with a certain disorder I have. With borderline, I kind of believe that I see straight through people, because for me personally, I'm like completely transparent in my approach. Like there's nothing I wouldn't say to someone's face. There's nothing that I wouldn't explain to someone about me. There's nothing I would have to kind of hide. I'll just say it as it is. There's no filter. There's no kind of script in my head. It's just as soon as I think it's already come out, it's too late. Do you know what I mean? There's no filter there. And because I can see that within myself, I think I can project that onto other people and be like, I can see straight through your bullshit. I can see straight through your lies. I can see who you are immediately from the way you act, the way you speak. I analyze people, and it's very black and white. It's either you're the good guy, you're the bad guy. You're the good guy, you're the bad guy. And it's not a good way to be. Also, I have an issue with trust. If someone misuses my trust, that affects me a lot more. But at the same time, I use that thought in my head as a key card to loyalty, and how much loyalty is important to me. And I try to think to myself that, or maybe this means that the people that are going to be around me are more loyal because I've abandoned and cut off all the people that haven't been loyal to me and kind of misused my trust. So that's another unhealthy relationship that I have with one of my disorders. The anxiety is that I genuinely believe that sometimes anxiety is a cue, like a mental cue of when something is going to go wrong. That if I get anxiety about something, say if I think something's going to happen, and then a lot of the times it ends up happening, maybe not when I get anxiety about like a physical thing that's going on with me, when it's something to do with someone else and then that thing happens, that is reinforcing your belief that the disorder is telling you the truth. So I've built this unhealthy relationship of probably coincidence and then a bit of like, again, self-projecting, kind of by thinking these things we automatically make actions that create these things. So I have quite an unhealthy relationship in those terms, because I believe that it, like the other ones, is beneficial to me, because if I didn't have it, I wouldn't have these warnings, and I wouldn't have the prejudgment, and I wouldn't have the anxiety to leave that situation or to look after myself in the situation. I believe that I'm better off with the disorders than I was without them, and I'm not condoning this action at all. It's quite the opposite. I'm trying to say that it's very unhealthy to start building relationships with disorders, but unfortunately that's what's happened over my life, and I am trying to resolve. I'm trying to get to a point where I realise it's okay to relax, it's okay to feel the things that I'm feeling, but also to try and calm that down and try and come to a place where not everything that I think is the complete truth, and not everything that I think is gonna happen, because I'm not a future predictor or anything like that. I don't have a crystal ball, but at the same time, these beliefs that I have are like your core beliefs, and they've been built up so strong over your life, little by little, and they make up quite a lot of your strengths, your personality, stuff like that. So I've built up these relationships with it and believe that they make me who I am, so I'm very scared to try and let go of any bit of it, because it feels like you're going to lose a little bit more of yourself, and I already have an issue with not knowing who I truly am and feeling that existential crisis quite a lot. Because of my BPD, I feel very separated. Even when, say, I'm surrounded by a bunch of people, I feel most alone, because in the middle of all of it, you realise how different you are from everyone else, and you feel the judgment, and you feel the kind of vibe that you're not on the same kind of page as everyone else. You're on a different chapter almost. You're kind of in this different zone, and they're in that zone, and they're like, say, they're happy and you're meant to be happy in the situation, but you're sad or feeling some type of other way. You think, oh, why can't I be more like them? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? And those are like unhealthy relationships that I have with these disorders that I deal with on a daily basis. And reason why I wanted to put it into a video, not only just because I want to stay consistent, but also for the fact that I feel like there's going to be other people out there who feel a similar way, and I don't want you to feel alone in what you're going through. I don't want people to feel like their stuff isn't being talked about, because if it's anything you can relate to, I will, and something I relate to, I will always talk about it when enough people don't talk about it. It's just like I'm saying to people now, if there is something you want talked about online, either talk about it or send it to me. You can talk to me about it, and I will happily talk about it, because in today's society we talk about the awareness side of things, but we don't actually talk about the issues enough that personal people are dealing with, like a one-to-one basis. Or we don't have videos like this online where people just talk about their experience. And with mental health disorders, like, there is a few out there, but it's not talked about enough, and that's the main reason why I make these videos, just to make people not feel alone and talk a little bit about what's going on with me as well. So that's basically it. Thank you again for watching the video. I'll be doing another one tomorrow. I will see you guys then.